I'm going to move on now to Autotune. I'm just going to replace this plugin with Autotune. Now, this is my fave. I use it the most, and I definitely like to also have Melodyne on hand for when I'm just not nailing a part and I want to fine tune it by hand. Autotune is automatically going to do, what we say, but I do have some tricks that I'm going to show you so we can be lazy and not have to use Melodyne if Autotune is pitching us the wrong direction or we sang way too flat and it's pulling us to the incorrect note. So check it out. We have this view spot right here. First thing I want you to do is to click advanced. We only ever want to see the advanced view because that's just how we do. So here are all the parameters you have access to. The retune speed is kind of like the same as that note transition knob. I don't hear any difference when I use Flex Tune. However, I do hear a bit of a difference when I have Humanize on. Honestly, I just pop it up to 100 a lot of the time. I don't really use the natural vibrato. So the first thing I want to do when we open up Autotune is to set the key like we did in Waves. So I'm a soprano. I'm just going to leave it there. So I know that the key is E, and I could set it to major, but look what happens. It grays out my whole keyboard. It just says, okay, we know the key. We don't need to see anything. Everything is going to happen underneath the hood. I don't want that. I want to be able to see what's happening. And so here's the trick to be able to see what's happening. Because if I press play, it's not showing us on the keyboard what's happening. And I want to be able to see that. So I actually set it to chromatic mode every time. And then notice there's these buttons right here. I can set it major or minor. When I hit set major, boom, there you go. It's at my scale in a very similar way to Waves Tune. And now I can see everything. Wonderful. All right. So it also gives us the option to add or remove notes to the scale. As if you remember, I removed a note in Waves. You would not be able to do that if you were in major scale mode. It doesn't allow you to edit the scale. So I literally never use it this way. I always keep it in chromatic, set major, and then I have full access to editing the scale. You can edit the scale either by clicking a note or by actually see this remove area right here. I can just actually click on this little button underneath the note, and that will remove it from the scale. So I can either click it, but if I click it, it only removed this one that I clicked. So there is still an E up here. If you want to remove E's from the entire scale, you'd want to put it here, or you're going to have to go and manually click all of the E's. So it's up to you. If you've messed with the scales so much and you're like, I don't even know what I did at this point, you can always set major and it resets it back to the regular scale. So let me find, what was that flat note? Whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? So you can even see it visually how it hits the E flat, and I don't want it to. So I'm gonna just go ahead and click that. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off from up here. If it hits it in any other octaves, it's also blocked over there. So, whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? So that's sounding pretty good, and it's sounding relatively natural, even at the 20 retune speed. I usually keep mine around 35, 40, and I'm happy with how natural it sounds, and it's still tuning it really nicely. Whoa. But as you can hear, if I up it, we'll get T-Painy on it. Whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I personally like the quality of the tone. It's very minute differences, but I'm just going to A-B these for you so you can hear. Let me make sure I remove that E that we don't want. Oh, yeah, and notice when I clicked it, it actually removed it from the whole board. So we're just listening for what does it sound like? Compare the two plugins and which one do you like better, if you can even hear a difference. Whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? Now we're on Waves. Whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? To be honest, I feel like Waves is just not doing a good job. Like, I feel like it sounds super flat still. I'm gonna try to turn the transitions down and my speed down a little bit, but I'm worried it's gonna start sounding like a robot. Mama, whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? Okay, listen to that on Autotune instead. Mama, whoa, how do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? I hear better tuning. So that's one of the reasons why I tend to go to Antares Autotune. I'm going to go ahead and let myself sing flat on that D sharp because then I'm going to show you alternate ways of fixing it, right? Because you might want to keep that D sharp in the scale and you just might happen to be flat on it a lot. So you just want to fix one word and not actually remove that note from the whole scale. Where's it gonna go? On the where's it gonna go is where I fall a little flat. So I'm just gonna look at my scale, watch what Autotune. I'm gonna watch what Autotune is doing and notice what note is being mean. Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Okay, so and again, instead of removing this note here, I'm going to use the bouncing in place function. In Pro Tools, it's called Audio Suite. So you'd open your Audio Suite plugin. This is not a plugin that lives on the track. This is a plugin that literally is only for processing. And once I close it, it's like we're not using that plugin anymore. You'd have to render this audio file in place to use it, and then it's like printing it to the track. So whatever that looks like in your DAW, it's probably something called bouncing in place or rendering in place. I'm going to set my key again in advanced view, major, and then I'm going to remove the D sharp. Where's it gonna go? So this little speaker button down here lets you audition it or listen to a sample of it. Now, one thing I like to do when I'm processing it is to keep in mind that even though I process it, it's still going to have the auto-tune that's here on the actual track. So you're kind of double auto-tuning it. So I want to set my retune speed a lot lower so that it's not like super, super hard tuned after like double tuning it, right? Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? I'm also gonna like just disable this one just in case that helps. I don't know if it'll. Where's it gonna go? Where's it gonna go? All right, cool. I'm happy with the way that sounds. I'm gonna hit render. Also in Pro Tools, it renames the waveform when you process something in Audio Suite. So you see AT Pro, Autotune Pro. And now, even though I have the D sharp allowed now in my live Autotune, it's not going to hit it because I just processed that one spot. How do we ever get this way? Where's it gonna go? Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, actually, I'm going to undo that, show you one more alternate method. I don't use this one as much anymore because with pitch shifting, sometimes you do hear a little bit of an artifact. So let's see if that happens here. I just want to pitch it up some small increments of hertz. That will just push this very flat part up in pitch a little bit so that hopefully when it triggers auto-tune, it's now slightly higher, so it'll probably land on the correct note. I'm going to make it like maybe 12 cents higher. I'm going to hit render. And now when we listen, does it sound more in pitch? Because now I've pushed this section up in pitch super slightly. Where's it gonna go? Yeah, now if you watch Autotune, it looks like it doesn't even touch the D sharp anymore. Where's it gonna go? A little bit. But it sounds good. So that is a great alternative if you want to just like cheat it up a little bit and then process it in place and then let Autotune do the rest.